Good morning, good day, and good evening, or whatever the time phrase. This video, guys, is sponsored by me. I don't know if you pay attention, there is no commercial. Um, YouTube decided, due to war in Ukraine, that literally stop all the ads, stop everything with my account. They cancel literally my account. So that's the reason number one. You don't see any more ads. They say it's because of war in Ukraine, and they don't want this type of vids. So it is what it is. Guys, enjoy the video. No more, um, advertising, and no more stop for commercial. So you won't have from me and from my channel um, any stops. No, at the end or at the start there won't be any commercial. It is because literally YouTube suspended my account. Go and figure. I never said a word about any of everything it's happening in this world. I was just talking about this game, but of some strange reason YouTube don't like it. It is what it is, guys. So enjoy the ride. Today I'm thinking to talk about the entire line. This is probably most of the new players who say, Zerra, I have one question and one question alone. Which line would you think that I would like to grind? Which line are the best? And I have actually answer for you. There is one strong or super strong line that you can grind, or there is a fun one. Fun in that regard, you probably does not have the best damn armor, but it's a fun experience, fun gameplay. It is obvious that it has a weakness, but nonetheless, I believe by my bottom of my heart, from all the way from tier 1 all the way to tier 10, or perhaps even tier 11, if there is such, that it's a solid, strong line. Which one I recommend to new players. Now, if you pay attention to this German line, I do not have the Germans destroyers, but I do, trust me, I do have a lot of destroyers, but not the Germans, unfortunately. But I do have one UPS all hell. It's the U61. This is the most broken so-called boat in the entire game, tier for tier. Alright, ladies and gents, may I present what I consider the most solid, which, let's say if I were a new player and I just open an account and you have this question, Zerra, which line should I go for? It's actually a no-brainer. I would very much like to say that the most solid of all nation are the Germans one. I do like my Hindenburg, but before you get to Hindenburg, I would like to say that this Karlsruhe, Königsberg, and Nuremberg, they are all a powerhouse because they fulfill the role of a cruiser. They are all squishy, yes, but the DPM of Nuremberg, there isn't anything like it. And you have hydro and torpedoes, all those combination combined, the best hydro, one of the best DPM. Yes, DPM, that's how much salvo you can do. And something else about the entire German lines, they do reload fast, and they have inbuilt IFHE. IFHE means that you will pan tier for tier, no matter what you face, the same equal tier or lower, you will pen battleships, cruiser, destroyer like there isn't anyone's business, because and at the same time put your enemy on fire. You cannot do that with other nations. Do I recommend this cruiser line? Hell yes. There are probably some stinkers, but nonetheless, most of them, they are very strong. And when you come to the Hindenburg, it's very pleasant surprise. Then it's a solid, I mean, not talking about the armor, but the gameplay. Does Hindenburg fulfill the role of a cruiser? Yes, the answer is yes. And then of course we're going for a battleship, same story. The most noob friendly, easiest to play. Some new players probably showing a lot of broadside in tier 3, 4, 5, I understand, but are they new beginners friendly this line? Hell yes. The answer is absolutely yes. And uh, I stop at tier 9, but you can place tier 10. There's nothing to be ashamed of. It's just, there isn't any bad. I do enjoy the entire line, and I believe it's a lot of fun. Now, over here, ladies and gentlemen, the battle cruiser, they are fun, but they are not as new beginner friendly. So I would not start with this line, the Schlieffen's line, if you are a new player. Play the regular heavy armored battleship line first and know the angle, know the position, know everything. Over here you have more accurate guns and in some way even better secondary, but you're much more squeezier. You're more like a battle cruiser, not a real battleship. So yes, highly recommend. It is a very solid line. Unfortunately, now we're gonna go for the really strong powerhouse. This is new beginnings friendly. Over here it's more like more than casual players. Over here you are, shall I say, more knowledge about this game. You probably have played this couple months or probably some years, and this is the Soviet cruiser line, which I believe they also fulfill a role of a cruiser, and they have from tier 8 to tier 10 too much equipment. You have the best AA tier for tier. I'm talking about from Tallinn all the way to Petropavlovsk, RIP US so-called AA cruiser. For instance, Petropavlovsk and Alexander Nevsky have same amount of AA power, but with better radar and much better guns, yes, you can call them, and armor tier for tier. So do I recommend this one? Hell yeah, it's the strongest of all in the whole game. But once again, if you show your broadside in your, let's say, Moskva or Petropavlovsk, you will instantly die. You have crazy strong armor in the front, but very squishy on your side. So one big mistake can blow off your water. But then, guys, it's the unfortunately, it is sad to say that, but it is true, guys. The most tankiest battleship with crazy, I mean, seriously, the tier 3, tier 4, tier 5, they have more armor than anything in this game. I mean, you can freaking say them almost broadside, and some cruiser, they will never do any kind of harm. It's stupidly armed, and probably the cake is not just Kreml, but also Sinop. Sinop, it's, in my honestly opinion, over what do you call it? Too strong. The best tier 7 battleship in ranked season. In yes, ranked battles. This is a powerhouse. Absolutely hilarious. Yes, you probably, the biggest downside with this ship is that you have a limitation of range, but that's literally the only thing, because those guns, they are so freaking accurate. And that's the thing between this ship and many other tier 7s, like the French one. It's like using a shotgun, and this is almost crazy laser, sniper guns in a battleship with the best armor. And yes, the armor is everything. And just showing you, where is the armor layout? Yeah. Now, it is a slug. So the way you play it's kind of a boring. You sit in one very good spot and let your enemy shoot and you tank like nobody's business. But then when you use the guns, they are crazy accurate and hard hitting, and can citadel any cruiser from bow on. They cannot stay bow on, because they will be punished by Sinop, and they will punish hard. And the AA is pretty alright. I mean, not the best, but not the worst either. Once again, I still consider this ship broken as all hell, probably, in my honestly opinion, the best tier 7 cruiser battleship in this game, ladies and gents. Let me know in the comment below if you have seen them. Do you think it's a weak ship? I don't think so. I think seriously it really fulfills the role of a very armed battleship. Tier 3 tier is a little bit too much of the good stuff, because this is also a battleship hunter. You will do so much damage with one freaking salvo. Yes, you paid with long reload of your main guns, but there has to be some kind of balance, you know what I mean. All right, here we have a go back to Tech 3. It is a little bit sluggish, but it is what it is. Same story, guys, with Petropavlovsk and Alexander Next. Those are two different gameplay. However, I still consider one of the most tankiest and very hard to kill Petropavlovsk. It's yeah, it is unfortunately very darn strong ship. And whatever you're facing, if you're facing battleship, if you're facing destroyer, they will run away from you, because you do have 12 kilometers torpedoes and you have very, shall I say, low side. You're almost as a destroyers how thick you are, and that's a good thing, because from long range it's kind of hard to hit the citadel of this ship, because it's such a little material. It's not high in the water, it's the other way around. I mean, killing Moskva, it's very darn easy, because it's a big damn long huge ship. This one is almost like a destroyer-ish, how high in the water it is. And if you are proper angle and you stay bow on, there is very little thanks to this icebreaker and armor. Overall, very little thing they can do. I mean, yes, her biggest downside is probably that it is kind of a long reload versus many other tier 10, and you only have like 9 guns. A lot of Zao and many other has 12 guns, you know what I mean. But if you have freaking tools, you have radar, you have hydro, you have AA, so the whole package, yes, I do consider her very darn strong. Probably in some maps, I repeat, in some maps, in some hands, too damn over strong. I mean, what the hell you do when there's a division of 2 Petropavlovsk? Then you have a huge problem, because you probably will kill one, but before you kill the second one, those 2 division Petropavlovsk will kill you, no matter what you are, you know what I mean? So yeah, they have a lot of good, you know, radar, hydro, AA defense, stuff like that. Too much in one package, and armor. And pretty stealthy and pretty low package, so hard to be hitting from 26 kilometers away. So yeah, but I'm not saying that this is a fun ship, but it is the whole Soviet or tanky as all hell, but probably how agile. What is the agile? There is no such thing. But then, guys, the real, if you are going to, let's say you're playing destroyer, do I recommend this line? Hell yes. It is, unfortunately, but this actually ship Grozovoy receive a lot of new buffs. Give me a break, Wargaming. I mean, she didn't need any buffs, but she has right now 12 kilometers torpedo instead of 10. And you have recall. You have heal, you have smoke, and you have speed. The only biggest it's her size. Its size, it's huge, and if you stay too long in your own damn smoke, you will be torpedo, and that's the easiest way to kill a Grozovoy. He's staying too long in the damn smoke, and the torpedo magnet, that's the smoke. But if you don't stay too much in the smoke and use the guns, yes, it's kind of a sluggish, you do not have the speed. But this combination This Destroyer Hunter. Did I mention she has AA defense and speed boost and smoke and one of the best torpedoes, very hard hitting torpedoes. So overall, yes, if you play in Shimakaze, you're better torpedo boat, but AA, what AA, or fighting other destroyers? This thing has too much of the good stuff, hold everything in one package. Yes, you probably are foolish to go versus those stupid overpower Hydro 5.5 kilometers. I'm talking about some Germans and some premiums. You probably are very foolish to go versus them, but versus anything else, this is actually a hybrid, a torpedo and gun boat, and something which have tier 10 decent AA. You have a defense, for crying out loud. I mean, you're not a Holland, yes, you aren't, but you can survive thanks to all those equipment. That's the biggest thing about this ship. Go to equipment. She has too much stuff. There is very few destroyer, non-premium, with AA, heal, speed boost, and smoke. Yes, you only have 2 of them, so there's a limitation. However, you can still superintendent. Did I not have superintendent? No, I did not have superintendent, and probably I'm talking about this one. I'll give additional everything else. But can I do it? I don't believe I can. Because right now yes, even if I press plus right now, I'll get 21 points, and then I can only have 2 more points. So I have to change something here. But the thing is, this is the build. You don't want to change anything here. Yes, probably this one. I will definitely change this one for superintendent. That's the one. There is a limitation how much you can change. This is a must. This is also probably a must. And superintendent, survival expert to fight other destroyers. Yes, that's the one probably you would change to for superintendent, because then you have 3 heals, 3 speed boost, and 5 A defense. Go and figure. So yeah, with right type of special types of, by the way, she is a very good concealed destroyer. It's not a crappy concealment, it's great concealment. And now I do believe her concealment, it's what, 6.0. That's freaking good it is. It's literally even better than Holland, for crying out loud. Yeah, but it's a pure gunboat. Holland is not a pure gunboat. And now they receive those stupid, pretty hard hitting 16,200, 12 kilometers, 65 knots. They are not bad torpedoes. So if you're low in health and you fight and destroy all the enemy destroyers, you're going for the battleships or cruiser or whatever. You can easily send those 12 kilometers torps. I'm talking about the range between your concealment 6.0 to 12. It's freaking 6 kilometers. It's easy to play around. And by the way, you have speed. Yes, you're sluggish. You turn as a break in the water, but you're a big, easy to hit destroyer, but you have a lot of tools. So yeah, this is the best hybrid of all of the destroyers in this game. I enjoy her. This is one of my favorite destroyer that I play, because she has a lot of package, you know what I mean. But then of course there is broken overpower. Unfortunately, I have to talk about the most fun, hilarious Khabarovsk 2.0, and that is the Zorki. When Khabarovsk was released for many years ago, probably 5 years ago, it was literally a Zorki with a much faster, and you can also, what do you call it, invisible fire with Khabarovsk. Yes, you could. You are a freaking speed demon, and the biggest thing with her. You do not have this YOLO 4 kilometers, you have 10 kilometers torpedo. Yes, they are slow as all hell. However, the gimmick about this ship is just broken. I mean, the reason you want to play with this ship is because you have one tools, and that is the T key. I call it the T key or burst key. Yeah, this F key. You can choose between one single, and when you use the single, then your guns reload every 4.4 seconds, regular Khabarovsk guns. But then you press F1 again, and you have like what? 4 salvo, boom, 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 boom. I mean, 4 freaking salvo with 8 guns. When you use, by the way, I have smoke also. Let's say if you put your enemy on fire and he use damage count. If that target's in your range and you do have crazy good amount of range of those guns, most likely you have additional 1 or 2 fire in those 4 bursts. But it's also very deadly versus any other destroyer. I mean, yeah, it sounds weird, but if you're facing another tier 10 destroyer and he's, let's say, half HP pool, you do 2 or 3 salvos in your 4.5 second, and you finish off with F key, which you do additional in 4 salvo in just I don't know, less than 1 second between each other. So what I'm trying to say, you finish him off in seconds. Yeah, but it's not just strong versus, let's say, battleship or other destroyers. You are a fire maniac and you will do a lot of damage. It's hilarious, hard to kill if you play correctly. This is not about capping. This is not about helping your team. I know, sounds weird, but it is what it is, guys. You have bad concealment, you have bad everything. However, you do have firepower, and it is literally weird smoke Kleber. That's what it is. Literally a Kleber in Soviet shape with this burst effective. So it is broken as all hell. And believe me, Wargaming decide to buff her versus Khabarovsk, rudder shift, torpedoes, and same freaking armor, right? It is the most tankiest. If your angle and there's a cruiser or even battleship aiming in this part, probably you will ricochet and do 0 damage. If you shoot here, you'll overpan. But the biggest thing with her, it's playing versus other destroyer, because then they can do 0 damage if they shoot in here. They kind of have to aim for the superstructure. Yeah, it's a big ship. Yes, it's many playing it wrong. They going for cap and then die instantly. You're not about capping, you're about farming from max range. And let's talk about very fast about what makes her kind of a stupid strong. He has laser guns with 950 meters per second. What is the main range? 14.8. Khabarovsk can only dream about 14.8. Khabarovsk has, I believe, 13, so 2 kilometers shorter distance. Yes, that makes this thing kind of a broken. You will hit the battleship, hell, you will even hit a cruiser every time at very max range. And even if you miss, there's 4 seconds later a new salvo coming. So yeah, it's busted. It's crazy fun. Trust me, it is crazy fun, especially in some maps. But even if their maps are bad or just pure open, that's the one you want. You want a map with open water. You can just do left and right, and the speed is hilarious, and the rudder shift is hilarious versus a Khabarovsk. So this is not a Khabarovsk. This is much better, improved Khabarovsk in many ways, and yeah, even more strong. Go and figure. It is weird, but I'm telling the truth, guys. It is kind of sad to say that, but it is too strong in right hands. But ladies and gents, let me know in the comment below what you think about the fan factor. I believe that my to go it's also the Holland line. They do fulfill the role of torpedo boats, and they are kind of a strong. The entire line, I do enjoy it. I do enjoy it a lot, and tier 9 and tier 10, Östergötland and Holland, they do have the best AA tier for tier, especially if you build it. I believe that many CV captains, they think the Östergötland have, because Öland has very crappy AA versus Östergötland of some very strange reason. And for that, I believe some CV captains, they think it's just going and farm. Even if you're tier 8, yes, you probably, if you're tier 11 carrier or tier 10 carrier, you still have a good chance to kill this destroyer, yes. But when you're top dog and you're facing tier 8, the chance, guys, that it will deplane. You have 78 in AA with my build. Continuous damage 303, and this is without A defense and pressing O. What that means that you can actually, before the carrier, tier 8 carrier can strike you, you can shoot all the damn planes in one AA defense aura, because that's the gimmick. What I think about this ship, it's only tier 9, yes, but it does something that it's crazy darn unique versus all tier 9. Yeah, there are some Dutch destroyer with crazy strong AA, but concealment, this is the something that I kind of detection by sea it's 6 kilometers, but not by the plane. By air is 2.7. So when there is torpedo squads planes coming towards you, you will be detected by 2.7. But then when you open your AA at 2.7, the carrier has to come back and make a U-turn to strike you, because if you have your AA disabled, pressing P, your AA is off, and the carrier is coming towards you, when they discover you, they have to aim and, you know, making the drop, right? So it has to turn and flying over you, and make a U-turn back. The only problem that you're gonna shoot from 2.7 all the way to 6.0. Yes, fire range 6.0. This is so high, so many kilometers from stealth to AA bubble. Before they will make a drop, most likely, depend of planes, depend of captain's build, you may or may not shoot all the damn planes. So that's her very unique. And also I have a 21 points captain. Very fast, I talked about my captain, which I highly recommend. This is not a fast destroy, it's kind of a slug. However, you do have this one, Sift in Silence. This is badass captain, 21 points. It's not, you will have a speed of Shimakaze with this build. I say it again, with Shift of Silence, you will reach 39.9 knots without speed boost. That's the reason Shimakaze, it's a deadly torpedo boat. You have stealth, but most important, you have speed to disengage, send in torps, and get the hell out of there. And yes, you don't have a lot of torpedoes, but they are freaking fast. Not quite the Holland's fast, but tier for tier of all tier 9, probably you do have most effective torpedoes in this game, because you'll launch and you'll hit your target. And it's a unique playstyle. However, I still believe, as long as you keep away fighting other destroyers, yes, you heard me right, keep away fighting other destroyers, this line, pure gunboat, and at tier 9 and tier 10, the best AA platform in this game, it could be fun. So yeah, let me know in the comment below which line do I recommend for new players. this is kind of a casual play because you do not have to gunfight. You have to avoid fighting other destroyers, your main target, and sending those lovely torpedoes wave after waves after wave. This is the correct way to play your Holland and Östergötland. So guys, there you have it guys. Thanks for watching, and always captains, fair seas, and goodbye.